The Skin Giver, also known as Entity 177, is a creature which feeds on the innocent wanderers inside the backrooms. And as its name suggests, it literally means someone who gives its own skin to others. But sadly, that's for no good reason, though. It's one of the Entity 177's hunting techniques. They add layers of skin onto their victims to infect them. Now, tell me, does this creature remind you of any other entity in the backrooms? You guessed it right, the Skin Stealers. Skin Givers are somewhat opposite to the Skin Stealers. You can pretty much see the difference in the name itself. So before moving on, let's know a bit about the Skin Stealers first. Skin Stealers, also known as Entity 10. As their name suggests, they literally are skin stealers, who are large humanoid entities that steal people's skin and wear them as a disguise. They eat human flesh when in a hunger state, otherwise roam aimlessly if they do not need to eat. These creatures are tall and have white eyes. Their outer layer of flesh is covered with microscopic bumps, similar to the suckers of an octopus tentacle. These stick to skin that's torn off of humans and push and pull on it to make it fit, until the skin stealer looks identical to a human. Yeah, that's gross, I know. After a period of around 24 hours, the skin will be digested through the surface of the skin stealer, and the skin stealer will enter a docile state. A skin stealer also has the ability to speak, but it cannot understand language. It will repeat what it hears in order to lure in prey, but it cannot actually communicate. The blood of a skin stealer is completely translucent, so a good way to identify a skin stealer from a normal person is by their blood. They're most commonly found on the first 4 levels, but have been reported in several other levels too. Now, coming back to the Skin Givers, by appearance, Skin Givers have a deep red tone with white sunken eyes. They have skeletal arms with hundreds of skin layers on the hand. Nobody knows where those come from. Skin Givers tend to walk slowly, as the majority of the weight in their body comes from their fists. And while Skin Stealers are fast and extremely strong, Skin Givers are slow and methodical. They stalk their victims first before they attack. These entities have the ability to apply extra layers of skin to those who make physical contact with their fists, which are coated with several layers of skin. As soon as they touch the wanderer's skin, the skin will grow and wrap around the victim, which would then cause itching. The victim would also feel the heat getting generated to this real layer of skin. Once the contact is made, the Skin Giver will slowly chase the affected person. Unaware of what just happened, the wanderer might try to get back to its usual business, thinking it was just an accident and his skin's going to be healed. But little did he know that the infection has just begun. So as time passes, more and more layers of skin will grow on the victim, which again gonna generate more heat. And eventually, when the victim will not be able to take any more, he'll pass out due to heat exhaustion. And the moment the victim will go unconscious, it's now time for the Skin Giver to finish what it started. It would tear open the body of the victim, eat the flesh of the wanderer, and the remaining skin would be left behind to rot. This is how the Skin Giver hunts its victims. I know, that's pretty gross. Luckily, there's still a way to prevent this from happening. Of course, the only solution of everything inside the backrooms is the almond water. Immediately after the first contact with the entity, if you dip the infected area in almond water and then scratch off the excess skin, you might get away with this. It will stop growing new skin after a few minutes. And that's not it. You should also flee from that place as soon as possible to prevent the entity from making any further contact. About the relationship of skin givers and skin stealers, we can't really say they're friends. In fact, kinda opposite of friends. Let me tell you why. When a skin stealer meets a skin giver, the skin stealer will take layers of skin from the skin giver and will use that to patch its own injury. Yep, looks like skin stealers are always staying loyal to their names. Their only job is to steal the skin. Be it an entity, who cares? However, this doesn't seem to negatively affect either of the entities. Coming to the discovery. The first incident came to light when a pile of dead skin was found on level 1, being eaten by a group of female death moths. The MEG sprung into action. A team was dispatched immediately to track this down, and the sample was sent for testing. Later, when the results came and the MEG learned about a possible entity like this could be living inside the backrooms, a team named Quick Match was dispatched to kill the entity and run an autopsy back in base alpha. How to face a skin giver. Run away from the skin giver as soon as you spot one, before making any physical contact. As I've already mentioned, they're slow and can't come after you, but you do need to act quick. And unfortunately, if you couldn't run and the physical contact has already been made, the only option left now is to apply the almond water immediately and scratch off the extra skin layer. This should save your life. And here, what you should not do if you face a skin giver. Don't run away after being touched by the skin giver, because in no time the infection will grow and you might faint from overheating. If possible, don't allow more than 3 layers of skin to grow. Keep scratching off as much as you can. Hopefully, that works. Entity 10, more commonly known as skin stealers, are large humanoid entities that can wear the skin of their victims as a disguise, hence the name skin stealers. They come under Class 5 in Entity Hazard, and their habitat is the majority of the levels, since they're easily found in most of the levels. When in a hunger state, their easy prey are the innocent wanderers because they're fond of human flesh and always look for it. And when not hungry, they usually just wander around here and there in the backrooms. Skin stealers are typically docile creatures. In this stage, they'll not be hostile unless you aggravate them. But as I mentioned, in a hunger state, they'll seek out humans wandering alone and will then use their strength to tear them apart with their hands. Yeah, they have impressive physical abilities that seem to compensate for their poor intelligence. By appearance, skin stealers are tall, pale, and yellow humanoids with sunken white eyes. Their outer layer of flesh has a shine and is covered with microscopic bumps, similar to the suckers of an octopus's tentacle. So when they catch their victim, these microscopic bumps stick to skin that's torn off humans and push and pull on it to make it fit, until the skin stealer looks identical to a human. These bumps also pump blood and nutrients into the skin to make it feel warm and alive, as well as prevent decomposition. You can say this is one of the very important features in a skin stealer. In addition, it heals the skin, hiding any cuts that may identify a real human. After a period of around 24 hours, the skin will be digested through the surface of the skin stealer, and the skin stealer will enter a docile state that will last until they get hungry again. This is a behavior which is typically found in animals. Unless they're not hungry, they neither bother their food nor look at them. It's good in a way, though, because if you come across a docile skin stealer, you might get away easily, since they would not be interested in you. They're most commonly found on the first 4 levels, but have been reported in other levels too. These two are one of those entities who are very easily found in the backrooms, like Smilers. So I think even these guys are also one of the old residents of the backrooms. And when humans found the backrooms and started exploring it, skin stealers never ran out of food since then. However, this makes me question, what were they eating before that? Other entities? If yes, then that would be pretty gross. What do you guys think? Comment below. Sightings of skin stealers have been reported over 5 years before the creation of the Meg. As some of the most populous entities in the backrooms, they're often one of the first entities new wanderers will encounter. Apart from their exceptional physical strength, they have one more interesting feature. They're known to mimic human speech, like Siren Head. However, they can't understand our language. The skin stealer will only repeat whatever it hears in different languages. This is one of its tactics to attack prey, and this is what makes them more dangerous. Even though they can't communicate, but can still mimic a human voice, which can easily fool a human wanderer. Since a typical skin stealer rarely uses its original voice, it's often hard to differentiate between a skin stealer and a human. So if you ever find yourself in a situation like this, there's still a way out. The blood of a skin stealer is completely translucent, so a good way to identify a skin stealer from a normal person is by their blood. There's also a poem on this. Blood runs red, they're not dead. Blood runs clear, get out of here. What should you do when you face a skin stealer? First thing first, walk away slowly and calmly if you see one. Doesn't matter if it's a docile skin stealer or not. They're still considered as dangerous. Why take the risk if the skin stealer hasn't noticed you yet? Secondly, as it's sometimes hard to recognize a skin stealer, if you sense something fishy with anyone who's traveling with you, check their blood, whether it's clear or not. It might be a skin stealer in disguise. Who knows? What you shouldn't do and save yourself from a skin stealer. Don't trust people that barely speak or say random assortments of words. This could be a sign that he's not understanding your language and most probably is a skin stealer. So unless you're too sure about someone, keep your guards on always. Apart from that, don't aggravate the skin stealer in its docile state. However, it's not always easy to know whether a skin stealer is really in a docile state. But if at all you spot one who is not showing any sign of attack and minding its own business, you could say that one is a docile skin stealer. So why on earth would you want to provoke it, unless you want to be its next prey? About the relationship of skin givers and skin stealers. If you don't already know what a skin giver is, it's the exact opposite of a skin stealer. Skin givers infect people by giving them the extra layer of skin it has. The skin will grow and wrap around the victim, which would then cause itching by eventually killing them. If you haven't already watched my video about skin givers, the link's in the description. do check it out. So we can't really say skin givers and skin stealers are friends. In fact, kind of opposite of friends. Let me tell you why. When a skin stealer meets a skin giver, the skin stealer will take layers of skin from the skin giver and will use that to patch its own injury. Yep, looks like skin stealers are always staying loyal to their names. Their only job is to steal the skin. Be it an entity, who cares? However, this doesn't seem to negatively affect either of the entities. And that's it for today. Let me know in the comment below which level you want to see next. See you in my next video. Till then, bye.